Let's go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Monday AMA. As you can tell from my voice, I once again am sick. This has been a hell of a year for my immune system. It seems like I've been getting sick every other month or every other week now, but it is what it is. We're here, we're working, we're crushing it, and today we're gonna have a pretty cool, highly anticipated AMA. It's going to be strictly me just showcasing and giving you guys sneak peeks on what to expect with the ShibaDoge army, or not the ShibaDoge army. I keep calling it the ShibaDoge army, but the ShibaDoge NFTs. I'm going to show you guys the front end. I'm going to show you guys how to breed. I'm going to show you guys a bunch of cool little quirks and features, some sneak peeks of the NFTs itself, and that's pretty much what we're going to be mainly focusing on. We're not going to be talking about season 3 rewards or start or anything just yet. We're going to leave that for another day because we're still finalizing some things as far as season 3 goes, and length and rewards, and all that cool stuff is still being finalized. So I'm not ready to talk about that just yet. Um, but let's get right into it. So what I'm going to be doing, and sorry for the guys who are listening elsewhere other than Telegram. If you want, join our Telegram so you could see what we're going to be looking at visually too. I'm going to be sharing screenshots that I've took of our front end system and kind of like walk you guys through what you're looking at and how everything is going to be played out. So I'll go ahead and share the first one right now. Let's see. Let's go ahead and send that. How does that look? Can you guys see that? Does it look okay?
I don't think you are sharing the screen, Leo.
I'm not sharing my screen. I'm
Ah,
posting
the
it
chat.
in.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, I'm posting it in the chat. So if you put your attention to the chat, you'd see I posted one screenshot, and this is going to be pretty much how the front end is going to look. You can see there's 3 tabs on the top. We got barracks, we got the breeder, we got the war zone. So war zone is obviously going to be the staking stuff. The breeder is actually going to be the place where you go and you're going to breed, and we'll get into that here in a second. Then your barracks are going to be your entire lineup of Shiba Army, Doge armies, and your ShibaDoge. So it'll show all your collection in one place, and it'll show you your wallet market cap. You see how in the screenshot over here, my wallet's market cap is um, valued at 9.2 ETH there. That's just taking in account the floor price of all of the NFTs combined in that wallet. So, which is cool for you to always be able to like go to your barracks and be able to kind of get like a idea of what the total accumulative um, NFTs that you own are worth, right? So that's always cool to know. Let me share the next screenshot. Josh says, can we cover the reward tiers for season 2 for length of staking? Yeah, I'll cover that here in a second too, Josh. Let's just go ahead and finish this first. So this is a continuation of what you were looking at in the first screen. You can see like, it shows all of your Shiba armies, and then underneath this would be your Doge armies. And all of these are on a test network, so this isn't all NFTs that I own. It's just stuff that are all on testnet. So don't go out trying to buy these NFTs thinking they're mine. And if you do, just know they're not mine. And if they're, one of your guys' NFTs, big ups for being showcased. So here's this. See now we got the Doge armies. So again, it's a continuation of everything to expect there. So the next screenshot I'm sending is going to be kind of like how the breeding would work, right? So this is how the breeding would work. You go to the breeder, click the little button right there to go to the breeder, and then you can choose your pair, right? So see how I chose a general to be bred with a Navy SEAL. So it shows my Doge army on the left, my Shiba army on the right, and then I would click breed. And when I click breed, this is the screen that it would take us to. Well, first it'll give us the animation. I tried to screenshot the animation, but it happened so quick that I couldn't screenshot it. So the portrait that you're seeing is just a a thumbnail that we put in there. That it's not finalized because obviously we haven't uploaded the images of the Shiba armies yet. So it's just whatever generic image there. So disregard the image. But after you breed, you could see where it says randomize traits and then mint your warrior, right? So you'll be able to see what you're getting. You'll be able to get the rank. You see the rank on the bottom of the picture. It'll tell you rank, rebel slash faction leader, and then it would be a 2-star NFT. And then obviously the cool part is the customization. You can equip whatever you're going to be equipping off the bat, right? We'll have a set of equippables that you guys will be able to customize your NFTs with. And then once you're ready and you like what you've came up with, you can mint your warriors. So it's not like, you press breed and then you just get whatever you get and you're stuck with it. If you don't like it, you can always just go back and select a different pair until you get something that you like, and then continue customizing from that point on. So um, it's not 100% like random to a point where what you see is what you get and you have no choice to change that. We always want to make sure that you guys have an option to work with stuff that you like. So we've made sure to add that in there. Here's another screenshot that I'll go ahead and send. So this is pretty much the same thing in a sense, except with a different thumbnail. This is obviously not a ShibaDoge. It's just like I said, it's just a thumbnail that is a placeholder. When you're selecting your pairs, this is how it would look. So you'd select a pair, and then you'd be able to categorize everything from generals to captains to sergeants, privates, and so on. So it's very easy for you to like pick and choose what you want to breed. And then when you do actually breed them, it won't show up in the screen anymore. So when you go to breed your next one, you won't have to worry about, oh, have I breeded this? Is it still breedable or not? It just won't show up on the screen, so you won't even have the option to breed it if you've already bred it before. So we did that so people don't get confused and waste time trying to breed things that they've already bred on accident. So that's one end of that. I'm going to go ahead and send another screenshot. This is pretty much the same mirrored side of what I just sent, except for the Shiba Army side. Obviously, you can see I have a Navy SEAL, a Marine Corps in there, a couple Air Forces. So that's pretty much what the front end is going to look like. Super, super simple. I know a lot of people who have multiple NFTs are probably gonna want to try to streamline it and breed stuff like 2 at a time, 10 at a time, 5 at a time. I don't know if that's going to be possible as of right now. You might have to just do them one by one and go that route with that. Obviously, if we can implement the bulk feature, we will. It just since the final outcome is going to be customizable, that's where the tricky part is to kind of like implement a bulk system where you guys could breed 10 at a time without having to go through the prompts every single time. So for people like you, Top Secret, I know it might get a little bit tedious because you own so many NFTs, but it's just going to take you a little bit of time to get it done. But if we could figure out a way to do a bulk feature, believe me, we will, because we understand there are people who own tons of NFTs and they'd want to get it done pretty quickly. So with that said, I'll share some. You go ahead. Somebody had a question.
Hi guys.
Hey,
Um,
what's up, buddy?
the is roof available, please? I want to speak to him.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't understand. Can you say that again?
I said, is roof available? Is roof online? Like I need to speak
Yeah,
to him
Dave.
to confirm.
This is the AMA happening right now. I know why it's regarding the shilling, right? So we'll speak about that after the AMA. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, you guys can handle that after this.
Yeah.
uh, okay, all right. So I'm gonna share some Shiba Doge sneak peeks. I will go ahead and send them one by one and kind of go over them. this is some things that our team was, able to come up with sharing, and I'm gonna share the first one. So obviously, this is a golden one. um, the beautiful thing is you're going to be able to customize your NFTs to look like this in a sense, right? So even what you're looking at right now, you might be like, wow, I wish I minted that. Wow, I wish, like my NFT looked like this or looked like that. That's the thing is like with the dynamic NFTs and the EFTs, we're calling it EFTs because we have equippables, so equipable NFTs. Um, you're going to have the ability to do that. You're going to have the ability to add modifiers. You're going to have the ability to add equippables, seasonal items, badges, you name it. There's going to be all kinds of things. The cool thing is it's an upgradable smart contract. What does that mean? That means that, we'll be able to apply and bring new features in the future. So it's like, if there's a new fad, if there's a new utility, if there's a new feature that, the NFT space, brings on board, we'll be able to implement it into our system and into our contract. So the contract is pretty complex. We're working on kind of like having a bridge system too. We've talked about Polygon in the past, so not completely right off the bat we'll have a bridge system with Polygon, but our devs are working on ways to bridge things over to Polygon as well too, so that these equippables are a lot cheaper for people to interact with in the future. I mean, they're already going to be extremely, extremely cheap as far as gas goes. It's probably going to be like cents or maybe like $1 or whatever, but it's nothing crazy. But we're just going to try to cross bridge and be on as many platforms as possible in the future. So that was a golden one. Here's another one, and think about it, guys. I'll just send a whole bunch of them right now, actually. You can just go ahead and send those. So look, all of those are pretty much iterations of this. So this is what you're gonna pretty much be like kind of getting in a sense, is you're gonna be getting a blank slate where you'll be able to customize and you'll be able to like well, obviously it won't just be this because we have bloodlines, we have there's some certain factors and rarity that you guys will get out of the actual breeding itself that can't be changed. So there'll be things that'll be hard coded into your NFT, like it's bloodline, it's fur, um, maybe a couple other things I can't think of off the top of my head right now, but the main thing is like if you look at any of these other pictures and you say, hey, I like the shirt that this one is wearing, but I don't like its pants. I like the pants the other one is wearing and the eyes that the other one has. The coolest part about all this is you'll be able to literally make it because we're gonna have all the options for you guys to be able to customize your NFTs. And in the future, we'll have different utilities for them too, depending on what kind of equippables we release and what those equippables are released for. So we've told people, if you staked in the beginning of season 2 all the way to the end, you'd be in for a surprise. But we haven't told people what that surprise is. And just to let you guys know, I mean, I'm still not going to spill the beans completely, but the surprise has something to do with an equipable NFT that you can only get if you had stake uh, during that season. So it's going to be a super rare like trait because I mean maybe not super rare because we do have a pretty decent amount of people who staked for the majority of the entire season. So, but that's the thing is like we could get so creative with the way that we do things with the equippables and different partnerships with different NFTs, different events, seasonal stuff. Like it's going to be crazy. I wish I had a couple screenshots of like equippables that I could have shared with you guys, but I forgot to grab those from our creative designer when I spoke to him earlier. So the equippables are going to be their own NFT. So let's say you have a rare equipable, right? Let's say you have a rare, let's call it a ray gun. You'd be able to sell that ray gun, trade it, whatever, without having to sell your
I think you're
NFT.
breaking up,
So
Leo.
in a sense, it's like you could deck out your NFT with the rarest stuff,
breaking
and
up
then let's say
price.
you get tired of having the same items, you could be like, hey, I'm just going to sell my items and buy different ones. So somebody have a question? Roof? I thought I heard somebody. So that's the cool thing about that is it creates an entirely new marketplace. If you look back at one of the first screenshots that I sent, where it shows the website with the barracks and the breeder and the war zone and whatnot. In the future, what we're going to have there too, not immediately, but in the future, what we'll have there is we'll have a marketplace. And what that marketplace will be is it will be kind of us taking a step back away from Opensea as far as the equippables go, and kind of like featuring everything onto the actual ShibaDoge website as a marketplace. That's what the goal is, and that's what we're going to attempt to try to do. Because what that will do is that'll actually make it so that it's so much easier for users to interact with the stuff that they want to pick up for their NFTs, for their equippables. They could list their equippables for sale. They could buy different equippables. They could mint different equippables. They can actually test them out, try them out on their characters, see what it looks like beforehand. And there's a lot that we're going to actually be able to implement with the dynamic NFT stuff. With gaming, with marketplaces, with just seasonal stuff. It's a whole lot of, how could I explain it? It's so much that I can't really even explain in one shot. It's more or less can kind of be like, hey, once we start it, and once you guys are able to mint it, and you guys see how we roll things out, you're gonna be like, oh, cool! I didn't know that we could do this with that. I didn't know that we could do that. I didn't know that we could do that. But that's the beautiful thing is like we keep adapting, we keep bringing things on board, and that's how like, for example, that's how fashion companies stay in business. That's how phone companies stay in business. You got to always be able to refresh, and you got to always be able to bring new things to the table for people to be excited about. And with dynamic NFTs, I think that's what we're going to be, bringing to the table. The beautiful thing is right now, the ShibaDoge NFTs are going to be dynamic, right? It's what we're talking about. But I'm thinking if you guys forgot, but our next goal, like quickly after this, is to make the Doge army and the Shiba armies dynamic too, so people can be able to change the traits on their Doge armies, their Shiba armies that they already own, and that'll be completely updated on Opensea, on Etherscan, on our website, everywhere. So it's like, if you have a regular private that you don't like how it looks, but you're just keeping it because you're staking it or whatever, you can actually pimp that private out later and make it look like your favorite NFT. So that's the coolest thing that we were able to kind of like break through upon researching on how this type of stuff works. And in a sense, I don't think like any other NFT project has done it to the extent that we're doing it. So we're actually more or less very interested in proving the concept, because if we do prove the concept in a very successful way, like I said previously, is like we'll be the first to do it. And being the first to do something is creates a lot of value. Like look at CryptoPunks; they were the first like NFT on Ether on ERC, and they have a pretty enormous valuation just based off of the fact that they're the first. So I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen to us, but what I'm saying is being first really does give you credibility and does give you a crazy valuation. And I think what we'll do with proving this concept is we'll inspire the entire NFT ecosystem to kind of adopt this type of style and to adopt dynamic NFTs, and we're very, very happy to be on the front end of bringing this to everybody, especially in the bear market where people are kind of like just twisting their fingers and sitting around waiting for things to happen. We're out here building stuff and making sure that we can continue to kind of like in a way revolutionize the space in whichever way possible. So I'm super excited. We had a goal. Our goal was to have the ShibaDoge NFTs released by our anniversary, which would have been the 24th. But I'll be the first to tell you, we're gonna miss that deadline by a few weeks, by maybe like 2-3 weeks. I don't know exactly just yet, but there are some final things in the works that need to be finished up, and yeah. So I I mean, I don't have an exact date. Like, I can't say like the 6th or the 7th or the 8th just yet, but our goal was the 24th of this month. But unfortunately today we found out that we're going to miss that goal, that deadline. But it's fine. I'm not upset about it. It kind of sucked for like 2 minutes, and then I was like, okay, whatever. That 2-3 weeks is going to feel like nothing in the blip of time, right? Like, if we fast forward a month from now, fast forward 2 months from now, we're not even gonna notice it. So it's better we do it right. We're almost done, literally almost done. So the front end is like pretty much all done. They're just waiting for us to finish up some, back end stuff with the code and finish up some final testing with the equippables. The hard part, the challenge that we were running into was, kind of like equipping and unequipping things. So the code on that is very, very complex, and that's what was holding us back a little bit. But we were getting things worked out on that end, and we are going to get it perfected. The thing is, it works now. It works pretty good, but it doesn't work perfectly, and it is going to take a bit more time to get it to be perfect. And we're working with some of the best talent in the space to make sure that it happens. We don't want to release a mediocre product. We don't want to release something that's just going to be underwhelming. We want to make sure that we deliver what we promised, and we deliver what you guys expect, which is a quality product and the quality NFT. So that 2-3 weeks that we're going to miss the deadline by is whatever. We'll have some fun in the meantime, and have some events, and our anniversary and everything else in between to lead up to it. So not worried whatsoever on missing the deadline. Plus, it's the holidays. I'm sure everyone is going to want to be spending time with their families, or having their holiday vacations and stuff, and they could come back from that to a very exciting January, and we can move forward on that end. Obviously, season 3 will be rolling out around the same exact time as the ShibaDoge NFTs come out. That's something that we're trying to kind of like time to come out around the same time, or at the same time. Season 3 is still something that the entire team is still finalizing the rewards, the timeline, the storyline. Obviously, Dogecoin extraction was season 2, so season 3 will have something that will be fairly similar. And yeah, so we're super excited. I'm hoping by the end of this, not this week, but probably by the end of next week or the week after, at the very, very latest, I'll be able to give you guys a much more updated announcement on staking for season 3. If Roof, do you remember? I don't remember off the top of my head, but if anybody remembers, Roof or anybody, do you guys remember how long the intermission, the break was from season 1 to season 2? I know I have it somewhere in my notes, but I just don't remember it. It seems to me it was like a month or something, right?
I think it was about near enough close to 2 months, maybe 1.5 months.
Was it close to 2 months?
One
One
and
and
a
a
half
half months,
months to
yeah.
two months.
Yeah, about 60 days.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
About 60 days. Yeah. So it'll probably be not 60 days. We're gonna try to not make it 60 days, because obviously we know people want to get their NFTs out there and put them in the war zone. But it will take a couple more weeks from this point on. So it's like, for everybody who's constantly asking, like, it's not going to happen tomorrow or the next day or anything like that. So you guys could chill. You guys can hang out. You're not going to be missing anything. And once we do have an official date, concrete date, we'll make sure to market it. We'll make sure to share all the information with you guys, all the cool little secrets that are going to come with it, and just give you a whole idea on how to navigate through season 3. Pretty exciting that we're actually in season 3 already, like going into season 3. I've been reading a lot in the I haven't been talking in the Telegram in the past 2 days, but I've been reading a lot in the Telegram the past 2 days, and the amount of like positive feedback that I've been seeing from people about their season 2 rewards, like it's great, man. I'm like, we gained a ton of holders from Burn. We gained a ton of holders for ShibaDoge. Well, obviously, everyone who had a Shiba or Doge Army NFT already had ShibaDoge anyway, kind of. But we're growing, man. We're growing at a really good pace in the bear market. Like, we're at 27,000 and almost 300 holders. Like, I think we're growing 10 to 50 holders a day, just on average, maybe like 25, 30 holders. I don't know, but that's a good sign. That's a very, very good sign. We're almost a year old now. Technically, you could already call us a year old. In 12 days we'll be a year old. But in a sense, a lot of crypto projects, after a couple of months, the hype dies down and they can't gain a single, 10 or a dozen holders in a month. They can't gain a dozen holders in a month. We're out here gaining like 1,000 holders a month at this point, give or take. So we're doing good, guys. We're doing good, and when the bear market is done with, I think we're gonna be in such a crazy position that everything that we've been working so hard for is going to pay off. And somebody said earlier, a couple of days ago, they said if ShibaDoge moons, your NFTs will moon, and I couldn't agree more with what that person had said. I pinned it in the chat. I forgot who said it, but if you look through the pinned messages, you'll be able to find it. I agree with that statement 100% because let me tell you why. When you stake your NFTs, you get ShibaDoge tokens in return. So if ShibaDoge is pumping in price and is like sitting at an insane market cap, your NFTs are going to automatically be following that trend line too. So this whole ecosystem that we're putting together and building together is, it all falls hand in hand, and it kind of like self-suffices itself. So see, like in a bear market, you guys own NFTs, you guys stake those NFTs, you guys gain more tokens without having to buy more tokens. I mean, even if you did buy more tokens, it just compounds on the tokens that you're already getting. And then you're also getting reflections on top of it. This is why our project is so strong, and this is why our project has survived the bear market, is because it's literally the only project that's been able to sustain this type of format. And the reason why it's been able to sustain this type of format that so many other projects have tried to do and failed is because we actually built a self-thriving and self-surviving ecosystem that supports itself back and forth. And that's why we're able to survive this, and that's why we're able to grow, and that's why we're able to get stronger, even during this, shitty market conditions, the worst market conditions that we've ever seen for crypto. So if that doesn't make you bullish on the future, I don't know what does, because that's what makes me super bullish, is knowing like the amount of growth that we're seeing right now in this crappy market is like absolutely nothing compared to what we're going to see when that next bull run comes around. And who knows when that could be. It could be right after I get off of this AMA. It could be like 3 months from now. Who knows? I don't know. I wish I knew. I'd be able to literally be the world's richest man if I did. But the point is that we have a very strong follower base. We have a very strong support base. We have a very, very talented team of people. We're about like 20 plus people on the employee side of things now. Everybody has a role, everybody has a goal, and everybody's working hard to achieve those goals. I understand we can't always keep everybody happy. And I wish we can, but that's the thing, is like there's always going to be people who disagree with what you're doing. And I mean, we take criticism too, and we learn a lot from criticism. So it's like if we ever do something wrong, always feel free to like talk about it, let us know, and we'll, if it's game breaking and it's game changing, we'll address it and we'll change it. But we have like I said, we have a very solid idea of where we want to take this and how we're going to get there and how it's going to kind of like benefit everybody who's involved in the process, right? So it's like, obviously you're seeing benefits right now by staking your NFTs. You're seeing benefits right now of us being able to introduce new things and a whole new ecosystem that's coming to life. Like you guys don't realize it yet, but this next step, this next stage that we're doing is an entire ecosystem in itself with equippables. It's an entire ecosystem. It's a whole nother way for you guys to be able to trade things back and forth. A whole nother way for you guys to be able to, bring things to the table, mint things, sell it, vice versa, whatever. And then on top of that, there's a master idea, like a crazy plan that Peter has been working on in the background of how this new ecosystem that's being brought to life is going to actually help the staking seasons in the future, and how it's going to be able to make the staking seasons more bullish than ever. And more on that once Peter actually decides he's ready to talk about it. But it's a crazy idea that it's so crazy that you don't get what I'm saying when they say it's so crazy that it just might work. Like the cartoons and the movies that they used to have that saying. That's what it is. This idea of this introducing this ecosystem to, and also bringing a form of help to the staking with it is it's pretty genius, and I think we're gonna be killing it. So that's all I have as far as like what I want to share. I apologize if like I sounded like crap because, like I said, I'm dealing with COVID, and I apologize that I wasn't able to put the whole keynote presentation in order, and we had to share everything one by one. But the important thing is, like, I just wanted to get out here and I wanted to explain to you guys like what to expect. We're right around the corner. I do apologize again that we did try to hit our 24th of December deadline for our anniversary for the release of the Shiba armies, but I mean for the ShibaDoges, but it's going to be a few weeks past that. But it's okay. I'm open for questions now. If you guys have anything you want to ask me or talk about, feel free to unmute yourself.
Hey Leo, this is DW. I just want to confirm something. We have to
Sure.
unstake, right, from the current staking season 2 to be able to stake for season 3, right? I just want to verify that we need to unstake.
Yeah. Yes. You don't have to do it right now. You could do it anytime you want. But so since you brought that up, let's address this because I know Top Secret reached out to our team the other day and he asked if it would ever be possible in the future to use the same staking contract for the seasons. The thing is, if we never changed anything in the season and it's just always the same, then yeah, it would be possible to use the same contract. But since there's always new things coming and being added and implemented to the staking seasons, it's technically impossible to use the same contract unless in the future our developers can find like a way to turn that contract into one of those upgradable contracts. But as of right now, this kind of like also answers Top Secret's question too, that he reached out to our team. As of right now, you would have to unstake and restake your troops into the season 3 contract when that becomes available. But you don't have to unstake anything right now. You can leave them in the staking platform if you wish to do so. It's not going to change anything, and it's not like if you don't do it in a certain time period, you'll lose your NFTs or anything like that. They're completely safe in there, so nothing to worry about. I would probably just wait for like a low gas day and see when it'll cost you the cheapest to withdraw everything and go from there.
Okay, thank you. And also, you can ignore my DM because I sent the same question if we use the same contract over and over for staking. So
Oh, okay, cool. Gotcha.
Just disregard that. Thank you. Bye.
Yep, of course, man.
So, Leo, I've had a couple of people asking about the bonus, for season 2. When will you announce
Right,
that? That's what people are asking.
So So that's going to be in the shape of a equipable NFT that um, you guys will see what it is. We never said it's like a bonus, a token bonus, or anything like that. All I said is that it's a surprise for people who stake from the beginning to the very end, and you guys will be surprised to see what it is. Hint, hint. It's going to be a exclusive, like, equipable NFT that you can't get any other way. So you'd be able to deck out your NFTs and kind of like have a badge of honor. Yeah, you will also be able to sell it on the open market if you want to. So whatever value that people decide to value it at. And the thing is, like, these cool, like, it's like a reward. It's like a trophy that you guys will have because there's no other way to get that NFT, and we could do things like that every season and for different types of events, and which is why the whole dynamic system is so cool and why we're looking so forward to it.
Earlier.
Hey, what's up, bro?
Question. Can we stake and breed at the same time, or do we need to unstake them to breed them?
That's a great question. Let me send a text out real quick. I'll get back to your question in a couple of minutes. Let me get an answer on that first.
Great, thank you.
I'm pretty sure, I'll change my answer if they tell me otherwise, but I'm pretty sure you have to have them in your wallet because when you connect to the breeding tool mechanism on our website, it's going to see the NFTs that you have in your wallet. So you'd actually have to have those NFTs in that wallet. But I'm thinking, I'm assuming we'll have the breeding functionality available at least like a day or 2 days or 3 days before season 3 staking comes out anyways, or before season 3 staking comes out. So you could just go ahead and breed everything, and then a few days later, a week later, whatever, whenever the season 3 of staking comes out, you'll be able to put all of your NFTs into the war zone.
Hey, Leo, question.
Hey.
Yep, sure. Go ahead.
Hey, man, so on that commemorative NFT that the holders are getting for staking all the way through, is that one going to be stakeable as well?
That it's going to be an equipable NFT. So that's going to be like, think of it like a helmet for your Doge army or your Shiba army or your ShibaDoge, right? So think of it like that. Like you wouldn't be able to stake that. That would be something like you could sell it on the open marketplace. Like you could put a ETH value on it and throw it on Opensea and try to sell it. But that's something that's more or less like a like you said, chimera. I can't even say the word, but think of it like a trophy. Think of it like being you stake that entire season, and then the thing is with these things, they get more and more rare over time. So imagine when we're like in season 5, and your account has a badge of a season 2 staking champion or whatever we want to call it, right? I'm not going to tell you guys exactly what it is yet because there's a few different concepts that our artist is working on, and I don't know exactly which one we're going to go with just yet, but these things are all strategic as far as like being able to play a role into the entire ecosystem. And there are things that you can buy with money, and then there are certain things that you can't buy with money. And this is one of those certain things that you can't buy with money unless it's like on the secondary market from somebody selling it. But it more or less is like it's like a token of appreciation and a token of like a gratitude, a token of like a trophy that you guys can have and kind of like wear proudly, and like, yo, you guys participated throughout the entirety of season 2. You guys claimed your spoils. You guys benefited from the entire season, and you'd be able to look back at that badge one day and be like, holy crap, like the market cap of ShibaDoge at this season was only 10 million or 12 million or whatever, and then you fast forward like to season 6 and 7, you kind of like see the way that you progressed, and these things are going to be pretty cherishable. So I would definitely hold on to them if it were me, but people are free to sell them or do whatever they want with their stuff.
For sure. Very cool. Thanks, man.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
Of course. Yes. Go ahead.
will we be eligible to get those if we had got scammed and then had to unstake and then restake?
Oh man, that's a tough one, bro.
Like
I
if we,
really do hope we can come up with a way uh,
like
to
if we
kind
gave
of
you both
accommodate
wallet
those people.
addresses, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. So what I'll do is I'll put together like a string of people who that might have happened to. I know you're one of them because you've talked to me about this previously before. Um, and I know there are a few other people who reached out with the same thing, like they had to switch wallets in between because they got compromised or whatever. I don't know if we'll 100% be able to accommodate that, but I'll definitely talk to our developers and see if there's a valid way where they'll be able to track it and be able to honor it. I just don't want people to be able to find a loophole and abuse it and kind of like claim it on their own. So we got to make sure it's a safe system that is, pretty works pretty clean and people can't really abuse it. But yeah, bro. I mean, it's still up in the air. I'll give you an answer on that pretty shortly, though. I'll talk to the development team and see if they can come up with any ideas on that end.
Right on. Thank you very much.
No problem, Cody.
I think Top Secret was trying to ask you something.
Hey, yeah, hey Leo, hello man. Thanks for
What's
answering
up,
my
Top?
question. But in regards to the breeding, just want to confirm, it's just the minting gas fees that we're going to be utilizing only for breeding them, or is there a fee?
Yeah, there's no other fee. It's completely free. It's just whatever the the
The gas fee
Ethereum
is going to
network
be.
decides to charge. Yeah, and from our tests, it's very, very cheap. Like we've been running it on testnet, pretty rigorously the past few days, and it's not bad at all. Like it it's very, very cheap. So especially on a day when you wait like for gas to be a lot cheaper, you'll probably save a lot of money on that end. But you're not going to be breaking the bank, man, at all. Like
Nah,
I'm thinking it's probably going to cost like $1 or something.
that's all. And that it is a good idea if you can give us all like almost like a couple of days beforehand before the new staking season starts. That way everyone's got everything
Yeah,
together.
yeah, for
I
sure we're
think that
going to
kind
do
of
that.
makes sense.
We're for sure going to give people a heads up and like a head start for you guys to be able to breed and get everything ready and in order before the next season starts. So when the season does start, everyone could just go and deploy their troops and call it a day, not have to worry about, hey, have I bred this or have I not bred that, and start rushing and missing out on rewards. So we'll make sure we give you guys adequate time to be able to have your fun with the breeding stuff, and then boom, season 3.
Awesome. And the last question, Leah. And when we do breed them, we are still going to be able to keep the Shib and the Doge singles, right?
Yeah,
They're not
yeah, yeah.
disappearing anyway. Okay.
They're not disappearing, and then in the future, you'll be able to actually customize them and turn them into dynamic NFTs too. So, for example, I don't know if it's going to work for one-of-one NFTs. I don't think it will work for one-of-one NFTs, but in theory, let's say your Tupac NFT wasn't the one-of-one, you'd be able to like customize it, change its bandana, like change its facial hair or whatever, and like just customize it however you want. But I don't think it's going to work for one-of-ones though.
Excuse me.
Awesome. Thanks, bro.
Sure. Yeah, of course. Go ahead, bro.
So someone in the chat asked, will ShibaDoge dev add more new Doge and Shiba NFTs?
No. We won't add any new Doge and Shiba NFTs. Whatever is in circulation is in circulation. There's about 2,500 Shiba NFTs that have not been minted out yet. Our minting has been paused, like we've stopped it, so you can't even mint it out for about like the past month. But this month we're going to open it back up. So we're hoping to sell out the entirety of that collection. and then after that's sold out, there will never be any new Doge Army or Shiba Army NFTs.
Okay, thank you.
You got it, brother.
Hi, Leo. Eric again. Do we know the utilities for the ShibaDoge army?
So
Or
the
not
initial
yet?
the initial utilities are gonna like be introduced like as the project is pretty much introduced and brought to life. Initially, it's going to be customization, and then initially it's going to be like being able to kind of like have its own marketplace of you guys trading the equippables back and forth. So that's going to be a utility in itself. There's some other utilities that we're kind of like working on in the back end to try to see if they'd work or not. But all in all, it's going to be utilities that we can act, because the contract is an upgradable contract, so we're going to be testing out and kind of like trying to bring new stuff on board as time goes by. But the most importantly is like we're still going to be focused on the staking seasons as the utility for the entire like NFT ecosystem. But I think we have a very, very big opportunity to introduce like a strong utility and a strong web-based ecosystem, marketplace ecosystem with the ShibaDoge NFTs and their equippables, and kind of like change the game on that aspect. So it's not something that you'll be able to like immediately right away like get the full-on experience, but given time and given us continuously adding to the upgradable smart contract and bringing more things to the table, like these will definitely be evolving into cooler and cooler NFTs as time goes on.
Great, thank you.
Leo, it's your cousin.
What's up, cuz?
Hey, how y'all doing? Hey, man, those ShibaDoge NFTs are dope. Dope AF. Love those. Love that concept. Can't wait to jump in there. Good
Thank
job,
you, man.
Dev team. Good job. Hey, just changing the. Yeah, I'm in a group of like 12 folks, workmates or whatever, and we were in a project before that sort of like didn't work out or whatever. But I've been trying to shield ShibaDoge to those guys for like 2 months now, month and a half, 2 months.
Mhm.
What could you say? I'm gonna play them this AMA tomorrow, the recording. So what would you say to them? Why would they get into ShibaDoge? As quick as you can, I suppose.
So the first thing I would say is obviously they're already in the community, the small community of 12 people, but that's how it should feel when you're doing stuff in the crypto world. You should never be doing it alone. You should be doing it with a group of people. 12 is cool, and it's cool to keep your circle small, but it's also cool to have a big family as well too, where you guys could grow together and where you guys can just experience the entirety of what Web3 has to offer. And the only way to do that is to actually be involved in the community that is actually focused on growing and focused on becoming successful in the space. And I think with ShibaDoge, we're obviously trying to be a top project in the future. That's one of our goals, and we're never going to change that. Like, we want to be one of the top projects no matter what. And I think you got to be able to orient yourself with people who are like-minded and want to have the same level of success as you do, because working together in a team is much stronger than doing things alone. And that's how I look at our entire community. I look at our entire community of a team of people that has one goal, and that one goal is to continuously grow and become better and better at whatever we're doing, whether it's financially or whether it's in education or community or whatever. The important thing is we're all on the same page and we all know where we want to be in the future. And we're a no gimmick show here. We're not here promising people fake utility, promising people all this hocus pocus Henry Houdini bullshit. We're here doing what we know works in the space of Web3 and what it takes to actually grow and be successful and be a leading project and lead a successful community. And that's what that's what we're attempting to do here in this project. And I mean, you know, having more like-minded people is nothing but beneficial to us, and we're going to be nothing but beneficial to you guys.
Excellent, brother. Thank you. I'll take it from here.
All right, man. Thank you. Let's see. So I'm reading a question. It says, if the original Doge and Shiba army become dynamic and equipable, what will happen with the rarity level that they are now? That is a great question. That is the best question, actually. The rarity level that they have now would be, you'd be able, like, obviously a general will always be a general, a private will always be a private, but as far as like the traits and like, you know, the headwear or the weapons that they have, those will be able to, you'll be able to upgrade in rarity or even downgrade in rarity. Some people might have the goal of being like, hey, I'm gonna just deck out my NFT and try to make it as rare as possible and try to get my hands on all the rarest traits possible and equip it. And then some people will be like, you know what, I'm just gonna get the coolest looking stuff possible, and I don't care, you know, what the rarity is. I just want my NFT to look how I want it to look. And everyone's got a different taste, right? So I'm sure we're going to see a lot of creativity, and we're going to see a lot of mix and match. But obviously, you guys know that we have prestige too. Prestige is going to play a role in the future. Right now, it's not playing any role other than the fact that it's there. But in the future, the prestige levels will play a role, and you'll be able to upgrade your prestige, and that'll in turn affect your rarity levels as well too. And upgrading prestige is going to, like, you know, there'll be different ways that you could do it, whether it's, you know, completing a quest on our website or staking your NFT for an entire season, or you know, different ways that we'll introduce in the future. But the rarities are going to be all dynamic too. If you already own like a super rare one, don't feel like, you know, you're going to get downgraded. You're not. That's super. If you already own a super rare one, it'll still always be very, very rare. So, yo. But yeah.
So when is
that's
season 3?
Season 3, it's coming out shortly, bro. So like, I want to say like first couple of weeks of January, we'll have it out.
Okay, makes sense. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. I don't have an official date just yet, but that's what I'm like kind of ballparking.
Cool. Yeah, I'll keep my head out. I'll keep listening out.
For sure, bro. So another cool thing actually is, like, you know, some people list their NFTs on the floor because they just don't like the way it looks, or they're like, you know what, oh, it's not rare, so I'm just gonna, you know, try to sell it and find a rarer one. With us introducing the the equipable features and the customization features, no one's going to feel that way anymore. People are going to be like, you know what, all these NFTs that I've been picking up for cheap on the floor, they're going to be like, hell yeah, because now I could customize them and, you know, think of it like a fixer-upper. You know, people buy houses that are in bad condition, fix them up, and sell them for more expensive. I could see people doing that, like buying all these floor NFTs and then eventually decking them out with like these crazy equippables that they've been saving up or buying up or whatever, and then just putting them back on the market and having like even a crazier flip, like a fixer-upper type deal. So that's a pretty cool concept too. I just thought of that.
Yeah, some people were asking like, would we be able to like swap the NFTs on our official website? You know,
What do you mean swap them? What do you mean by that?
Like members swapping the NFTs with each other.
Not initially. Like, you mean like trading them, right?
Trading them, yeah.
Yeah. So when the marketplace comes out, you will be able to do that. But the marketplace isn't going to be introduced like, you know, anytime like in the next short. It's not going to be in the short term. So that'll be probably something like a couple of months ahead. So yeah, when that gets introduced, yeah, you guys will be able to. We'll definitely put like a trading a platform in there for you guys, where you guys will be able to trade your NFTs if that's what you want to do.
Damn, that'd be good. Yeah, a lot of people actually have been asking about that. So
Yeah, people have been asking about that for a very long time, actually. Ever since the Doge Army came out,
yeah,
they've been asking about that. But now that we actually have a really, really good professional built front end that can actually handle that type of stuff, we could definitely have our development team start building a smart contract for the back end of it. And I mean, we could get that done pretty easily, I think, once the marketplace is coming out.
yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
The beautiful thing is, man, that everything that we're doing, we're doing it with the in the best interests of the community. And people were skeptical about season 2 coming into season 2, but now season 2 is said and done, and everybody is, I've been seeing pretty overwhelming results. Somebody the other day in the Telegram shared one of the community members made like 11 something $1,000 from staking their NFTs. Obviously, he's one of the whales who has a lot of NFTs, but that's huge, man. Like, that's huge. I've seen other NFT projects that give away like huge numbers of money in staking programs and stuff too. But the difference is those projects, they only do that for like a week and then they're done. Like they can't sustain themselves. It's over. Like that project's done. It's dead. And then like people are like, okay, well, what do we do now? We're already done with season 2. We're going into season 3, and we're already planning on what to do for season 4 and then season 5 and after that, right? So it's like we know like what we've built is super sustainable, and what we've built is strong, and what we've built is like something that is a whole ecosystem, right? So it just, the ecosystem keeps replenishing itself, and the idea that Peter has with the equippables and how he's going to introduce a way for it to actually help staking and make it even more bullish. Like I can't wait to share that with you guys, because it's very interesting as to how that's going to play out in the future. And I think as time goes by and as the bull market starts coming back, who knows when that'll be, but once that next kick happens, like the person who made $11,000 or $12,000 at 100 mil market cap, that would have been $120,000. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's a lot. It's a lot.
that's
So
408 NFTs. It's not really that big,
yeah,
you know.
it's not like really huge, but it's a lot. I mean,
Yeah,
the average person can't get that many NFTs. Obviously, that's a whale, and that's somebody who's got a decent amount of money. But the point is, like, the point is, if we were sitting at $100 million in market cap, that the spoils that he claimed in season 2 would have been worth $125,000. That's no
damn.
joke. That's you could buy a house, a nice house in some parts of the world with that much money. So
That's in 4 months, and that's in 4 months,
that's the
right?
exactly, that's in 4 months. That's not even in 1 year. That's in 4 months. So think about it. What is that? In a year, you'd have made like $500,000, close to that. If
Yeah, it was.
if you're
I,
going based off those numbers.
yeah, I think it was about $100 a day he was making.
Right now at these market
Yeah, at
caps.
this market cap, yeah. Like,
Yeah, that's pretty bullish. Not gonna lie. It's
no,
just it's a shame, man. It's a shame that the markets decided to take a turn, because a lot of people got really really screwed in the process of it, man. And like, I just feel bad for the people who weren't able to exercise patience and kind of like got lost a lot of money in this whole like bear market scenario throughout, like, you know, ETH and Bitcoin and just like the DEX part of things and everything like that. It's very unfortunate. But then again, you know, you got to look at it the way that we look at it now is like, obviously we look at it as an opportunity, but there is a large group of people who lost their opportunities too, because they either got rugged, or the projects that they believed in couldn't survive the bear market, so they died. And we shouldn't take anything that we have for granted. Like, this community is so strong. We've survived the bear market. Not only did we survive the bear market, we're growing in the damn bear market. And we're like, I think we're the happiest project in all of crypto, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, everywhere else you look, people are just like, down and sad and gloomy. And like, we're here, we're killing it. We know what we're gonna expect in the future. And this is all like just a blip in time. Like, 2-3 years from now, we're gonna look back and we're not gonna remember 1 or 2 or 3 days out of this. We're gonna like look at everything in the segmented view and kind of be like, all right, well, we survived that, and now we're here, and we're trusting the process, because like we did this all together as a community. And as long as we keep growing and keep doing our thing, like, shit, nothing is gonna stop us. Absolutely nothing. We can't be stopped. It's like, any obstacle you throw our way, we got 27,000 some people that are going to be tackling it head on and being like, oh, you're not going to stop us. So we're good, man. As long as we just keep a good heart, and as long as we just keep working hard, there's very little that can get in our way.
Yeah, 1,000%.
I got a quick question.
What's up, brother?
Love the project. Got in the first week after you released and have just been piling ever since. Not sure if everybody's aware yet, but Sam Bankman-Fried was finally arrested. And my quick question is, have you guys started taking steps? Because we all know a bunch of regulations going to start rolling our way.
Well, we have a pretty strong legal team, man. That is also a legal advisors to us too. So whatever regulation decides to show up, like, we have a very strong legal team that'll pretty much guide us in making sure that we're safe and not making any mistakes in the process. Like, even right now, they tell us what we can say, what we can't say. Like, when we mess up, they fix it. Or, I mean, obviously we don't mess up, but like, if we were to mess up, they would fix it. But that's the thing, is like, a lot of projects aren't fortunate enough to have a legal team behind them and kind of representing them, but we do. And whatever regulations decide that governments decide to bring forth, like, we'll be able to know the proper way to implement strategies around it, or how to become compliant. And obviously we'll see how that happens in the future. But I mean, I'm not too worried about it as an immediate thing, because whatever regulations they do decide to do, there's going to be warnings. Then there's going to be like a process of them passing bills and people voting. So we'll have a pretty good heads up and a pretty good head start to kind of like know what to expect and how to prepare for it. And we'll make sure that we're good.
That's awesome. Thank you very much. I hope everybody gets a little relief on that one too. So ShibaDoge to the moon.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, guys. Hey, if there's no more questions, maybe we can wrap it up here. I think this was pretty cool. I think we got a lot of information out. By the way, guys, you guys could definitely start sharing those images and shilling them if you want. Tweet them, do whatever you want with them. I'll try to get more sneak peeks to you guys in the next few days. I'll talk to our creative director and see what he's got on as far as equippables go. And I'll try to get a couple of those out to you guys too in the coming days. And I'll also mess around and start equipping the ShibaDoge NFTs with different variety of items and sharing them here and there too in the future to just kind of like give you guys an idea of what you could do with them and how you guys can make them look. So pretty exciting, man. I think we had a pretty good talk today. Just want to thank everybody for coming on. I'll still be in the chat, so if you need to ask me any questions, feel free to tag me in the main chat. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. As always, I'll give you guys the punchline before I leave. If you miss Doge, that sucks. If you miss Shiba, that also sucks. But if you miss ShibaDoge, then you suck. And with that said, guys, love you all. Talk to you guys soon. Peace. And I'll see you guys on Thursday's AMA. So we will still have a Thursday AMA. I apologize for canceling last week's AMA. We were working on a bunch of things all at once, and I didn't want to get distracted. So it's fine. I think we made up for it today, and I'll see you guys on Thursday. Love you. Peace.
Love, peace.
Peace.